Hello, everyone. Ooh, look at you showing off with the drink, the fancy schmancy drink. Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes, Huggy Lowdown with the fancy schmancy spring like drink. What was a swirl. Okay, all right. How you doing, Hug?
That didn't look too good. I'm doing like this. You talking about swirl? What's up, Sybil?
How you
What's
doing?
up, Coy? I'm fine. What's happening?
And Coy
Hey,
Malone, how
hey,
are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How's everybody doing?
Good, good.
Good.
We will talk about the weekend in a little bit, but I do want to thank you all for joining us. Is everything going along well with you, Coy?
Yes.
Just that's it. Just yes.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Positive thinking. Positive
We're, we're,
thinking.
we're we're not used to your short answers, but okay, thanks for that. And Huggy, how are you?
Yes. I'm adapted to my surroundings, Sybil. How about that?
I hear
I'm
you.
good,
I hear
Sybil.
you.
I'm good.
That sounds like a Coy like answer.
Yes.
All right, let's move to the What You Need to Know newsletter. This is our daily newsletter, Monday through Friday, in which we endeavor to super serve the African American community with our stories as well as the topics of discussion here on the What You Need to Know headline show. And this is an easy way to subscribe. It's absolutely free. Just please go to sybilwilkes.com and sign up. Just give us your name and your email address, and we'll have it in your email box every Monday through Friday morning. And Coy Malone is our social justice correspondent, and Coy has a story, unfortunately, another story in which we are finding out about Black men and the mistreatment by the man.
Here we go again, Sybil.
But don't stop.
We have it doesn't. There were so many this week. I just didn't know where to
Which one?
start.
Wow.
Right.
This story is about 28-year-old Irvo Otieno, who died on March 6th while being held down after being placed in handcuffs and leg irons at a state mental hospital in Petersburg, Virginia. Now there are 7 sheriff's deputies and 3 hospital workers that are being charged with second-degree murder. There's
Wow.
been video of his death that has not been released to the public as of yet, but it has been viewed by his family, who said that basically he was tortured. It shows the sheriff's deputies smothering pretty much this young man. And then after this happened, they waited about 3 hours to report his death. Crazy situation. The authorities are saying that the preliminary cause of death is asphyxiation, and the state medical examiner is saying that the cause of death is a homicide. That's what they're ruling it as. Basically, what happened on March 3rd, this young man was arrested on suspicion of burglary. Suspicion, not saying that he did. They just, suspicion. So basically, when police arrived at the scene, they identified and approached him as a potential suspect and placed him under an emergency custody order. So police and members of the county's crisis intervention team took him to an area hospital for further evaluation, where he allegedly became physically assaultive towards officers. This is according to the officers. So they transported him to the Warrant Services Unit at the Henrico County Jail West, then charged him with assault on law enforcement, disorderly conduct in a hospital, and vandalism. On March 6th, officials transported him to the Central State Hospital, where he died during the admissions process while being held down by officers and hospital workers. Apparently, I think they put a knee in his back, and this is what caused him to suffocate. According to his parents, he moved to the U.S. from Kenya when he was 4 years old. He was an aspiring hip hop musician and a former high school athlete who had a lot of promise within his music, according to his mother. The officers involved on administrative leave. The Henrico Fraternity Order of Police Lodge actually stated that they stand behind the police officers and hope for a quick resolution that clears the names of the officers. They said they did nothing wrong.
Okay, so
So this is in the Virginia area,
yeah.
and you can't just lock down one particular area of the country where this happens. Although the South is rising again, if you look at any of the stories that Coy has brought to us of late, of course, we have the Tyree story in Tennessee and Virginia and you name it, Georgia as well as Washington D.C. And let's not leave out the Midwest and Chicago.
Good
So
gracious.
yeah, and it is that kind of response to it, Huggy, too. It's almost as if the response that we get is, we've never seen anything like this before.
Right.
We don't know what happened, what went
Right.
wrong. And yet such a pattern has developed in police departments throughout the country. How can you plead ignorance or not being prepared for something like this?
It's more than a few bad apples.
Yeah.
That don't even exist anymore.
Right.
So,
I mean,
orchard.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's more than just a couple, as you say. It's spreading throughout the field.
Right.
We're
The
starting
apple
to
orchard.
we're starting to believe that this is a learned tactic across police agencies across our country. We are seeing the same exact tactic happen several times over.
But
over
no
the course
answer
of
to
years.
it.
Right.
But no answer.
To it.
I mean, we
No
saw
rectification,
just
barely.
across the world, we saw what happened when a policeman put his back into a black man who said he could not breathe. We saw what happened. That black man died. The white cop went on trial. And that doesn't seem to be relieving.
It's still not a deterrent.
No.
You know what I mean? For them to still be enforcing that way. You know?
Yeah, this has to be something that is taught tactic during police training. It has to be, because why else would they do this? How else would everybody know how to execute?
But what's
this
the
exact
answer?
move
I
every
know
time?
we say that it's a learned tactic. It's what they are taught. But what is being done to unlearn this, to change the way that they are doing business?
They're not doing anything. We have,
They're not going to do anything. So.
Just like we have within this story, the police lodge, their fraternity order that is supporting
the
these
union is
officers,
supporting them.
Yeah, that there's nothing wrong until we have leadership that is actually in place that wants to revise whatever tactics they're using. It's not going to happen.
Well, the video
probably we don't have that leadership.
Very horrific for them to be charged already. They haven't even released the video. They saw it, the family saw it, but they've been charged already.
They have been charged, right?
So what is
and
that?
And that's a big step, just like we saw in Memphis. How they were charged almost immediately after it was publicized. But it's proactive on probably the district attorney's part. But what about the actions of the police department? What are you all going to do? And what are you going to allow in our cities to make this still happen time after time after time?
They need to pass a lawsuit. There need to be some type of legislation passed.
Yeah.
And
a change of administration, those that put these police chiefs into or sheriffs into place that allow this to happen, get rid of those guys and bring about a culture change throughout the departments.
It should be a federal law against police using these types of methods that have been proven fatal.
Only against people of color. They only use that.
Well, I don't know if it bears reminding, but we do have the George Floyd Policing Act that is still in Congress, has not been passed, and is not likely to pass until people give.
It's outrage, and that's why those videos need to be released.
Yeah. But Huggy, it's like gun control too. It's like, how many people are going to have to die? How many children are going to have to die in their classrooms before they make some changes regarding assault weapons and things like that? And I don't want to get off the topic of what we're talking about, but my point is these federal laws that Coy pointed out are not going to get passed until the people that sponsor the laws, the bills, until they have the number of people in support in the United States House and the Senate.
Until it gets personal. So until it hits close to home, until it gets personal, that's when stuff gets passed.
And how will that get close to home when a lot of these people that are in office that are holding the bill back are white?
Right.
Well, that's not to say that it can't get personal. I mean,
Right.
God forbid, that I don't want this to happen to anybody else's family, but maybe somebody knows this maybe some white person, a white politician knows this family in Virginia and is willing to put forth and put some sweat equity into getting this bill passed. I don't know.
Whatever it is needs to happen on the ASAP.
This bill is real. The governor of Florida is on a campaign to become the Republican nominee for president. And he is doing everything in his power to take away all the rights of people in the state of Florida to use as a blueprint for his road to what he hopes to be the White House. And although he has been branded as a fascist, this was at the Ronald Reagan Museum where he gave a speech last week, and they had Ron the Fascist written on one of the concrete signs in front of the Ronald Reagan Museum. Ron the Fascist, but this isn't stopping him from his state and his state legislature, the House and the Senate, from taking away the rights of people. The latest is this bill that's passed in the House and now is before a Senate committee, and the House Bill 999 was passed, which targets diversity, equity, and inclusion on college campuses, on public college campuses. And it proposes more stringent policies and new guidelines for instruction, according to the person who proposed this bill, Republican Alex Andrade. And they say that the bill bans state colleges and universities from using funds to promote, support, and maintain any programs or campus activities that espouse diversity, equity, or inclusion, or critical race theory rhetoric. And according to opponents of the bill, they point that this could be used to ban the activities of the Divine Nine, the Black fraternities and sororities, other multicultural student unions such as Latinx, Asians, and along with courses including Jewish history, women's studies, and LGBTQ plus studies on public campuses. Taking away, they've already taken the books off the library shelves. They've already taken away conversations that students may want to have with their teachers regarding their sexuality and things like that with their teachers. They've already taken away a woman's rights regarding her body. They have already gerrymandered representation away from Black people in the state of Florida to give more representation to white representatives in the state legislature.
And now we're moving to a conversation about women talk about their menstrual cycles.
Exactly.
Crazy.
And so now the anti-woke governor is taking his program to the rest of the country.
Wow.
It's beyond the pale.
He is a madman.
Yeah.
He is a madman.
This is segregation without calling it segregation.
No, it is segregation.
Well, it is segregation, and he doesn't mind it.
Right.
He doesn't, and fascism is about taking away the rights of people, and it doesn't matter if they're Jewish, if they're Latin, if they're Black, if they don't look like you, an average looking white guy, then they have no place in that state. And very easily he could become president of the United States and take away the rights of people throughout this country.
I saw a young lady take a picture with him, and he's smiling, and she's holding up a snowflake. But right, she's holding up a snowflake, and he's smiling, over the snowflake like that. But someone says, if you look close, look at the snowflake, and it was a whole bunch of words that said fascist. But it was the form of a snowflake. So if you look, you can see
that was brilliant.
It was a whole fascist snowflake, and he didn't even know.
Brilliant. He doesn't have a clue.
He didn't have a clue.
He doesn't have a clue. And he has not even announced yet. He is using this book as a pretext to go around and make speeches. But he's obviously getting closer. And so what does that mean for Republicans and as well as Donald Trump? Donald Trump is, depending on the poll that you read, Donald Trump is keeping a wide lead over DeSantis or whatever the name is that he calls him today. And then others saying that DeSantis is, closing that gap between he and Donald Trump. So I don't know. But it just makes me angry. And, thank God for people like our friends, like DL Hughley, bringing this to the attention of people, as well as us trying to do it in the newsletter, and really making people stand up and take a look and not just say, oh, well, it's Florida, it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
If
Glenn Youngkin is trying to do the same thing.
In Virginia.
He's doing the same thing.
Yep. He's couching it in such a way that it doesn't seem so bad. But people who are affected by this, they know the truth. Yep.
They just sprinkling the weed in it. Just sprinkle it.
It's frightening. And for the over 1 million people who failed to vote in Florida during the last gubernatorial election, this is what you've wrought. And that's why we always ask, are you registered to vote? And in this case, we ask people in Florida, but people all over the country, ask your people, are you registered to vote?
Diabolical Ron and the charlatan con.
Oh man, I love that. And speaking the truth there. All right.
Put it on a snowflake.
In addition to the What You Need to Know newsletter columns that we have in politics as well as social justice, we also have a Ministry Monday, and the wonderful Willie Mae McIver talks this week about things regarding to the church, and asks, what is prayer? And prayer is talking to God. That conversation with God can be between an individual or a group. And then she kind of breaks it down and how God didn't teach us how to pray. He didn't tell us how to pray, but he did provide a template for it, and gives us background on that, as well as the wellness check and the little known Black history fact. Nat Glover, former president of Edward Waters College in Jacksonville, Florida, and our HBCU corner. That's right, HBCU corner with the wonderful president of Bowie State, and she is there with Javian Kendrick, who is a Bowie State student who created a business in order to make ends meet during the global pandemic. So take a look at all of this that we have to offer in the What You Need to Know newsletter. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to go to our question of the day, or what's really going on. And today is World Oral Health Care Day. Not easy to say, even with a mouthful of teeth. World Oral Health Care Day. And our guest is a very special Dr. Jarrett. Dr. Jarrett Manning is going to join us as we talk about World Oral Health Care Day. Hello, Dr. Jarrett. How are you?
I am well, Sybil. Hey, Coy. Hey, Huggy Lowdown.
Hey.
What's up, Doc?
Nothing much. What's going on?
Well, you're going on, and you are what's going on as we talk about World Oral Health Care Day. Dr. Jarrett has made this her business as a dentist, and is known around the world as Dr. Jarrett. And Dr. Jarrett, can you kind of give us a little bit of background in terms of what it means to, as you are here to talk about it, what does it mean to maintain good oral health care?
Oral health is just linked to total body health. That's the basics, the long and short of it. A lot of people think that it's just teeth, but it's bigger than teeth. As dentists, we catch things like systemic diseases that have oral manifestations in your mouth. So yes, I can tell if a patient possibly has lupus or diabetes or is an alcoholic. These are things that I'm able to catch as a trained dentist. And so World Oral Health Day comes into play because we really want to empower people with the knowledge and tools and confidence to really secure good oral health.
Dr. Jarrett is not only an accredited dentist, but also she has her hands in a number of different areas. You may recognize her from reality TV, Married to Medicine, as well as her love of young girls and encouraging them to get involved in the STEAM area of STEAM, science, technology, engineering. Is it arts and math?
I strictly focus on medicine, dentistry, because, that was really the catalyst for me. I was about 13 when I figured out what I wanted to do. And it was a group of women that really motivated me. Speaking of, it's what National Women's, I'm sorry, what is it?
It's Women's History Month.
Yes, Women's History.
Yes. Yeah.
A group of women that really motivated me to go into dentistry and be my best self. And so I have a program where young girls come into my office and I expose them to the field of dentistry to show them what being a dentist is really all about, some hands-on experience.
So how does that go? Because I got to tell you, we make jokes, and Huggy can probably attest to this, that when they amongst medical officials and professionals, there's a tier or a hierarchy regarding medicine, and dentists rank rather low on that, unless you're a dentist. But for a lot of people, dentists rank very low on that scale. Why is that? Why don't we give our dentists if you are able to detect all of these diseases and know the importance of good dental care, why don't you get more respect, do you think?
You know what, Sybil? I really don't know. That is a good question. I think that, people just have that expectation that we are just focused on your teeth. I surprise a lot of patients when they come into my office. People come in with extreme high blood pressure. I surprise them and letting them know, hey, we can't touch you. We can't do anything. I surprise them when I counsel them on nutrition, when it comes to their diabetes. I think we're gaining the respect.
That's good.
Because your medical doctor cannot do what we do. I'm married to one, so I can say that safely. But they, no disrespect to medical doctors, but we serve our purpose. They don't know the things that we know, the basics of dentistry. They're not taught that. And so we serve a true purpose. And it's important for us to really collaborate with them to really present, our patients with the best healthcare.
Let us open this up to our viewers and our listeners, as well as Coy and Huggy. If you have any questions for Dr. Jarrett here on World Oral Health Care Day, please chime in and give us your thoughts or your questions for Dr. Jarrett. Dr. Jarrett, can you? I notice I watch a lot of television during the day and keeping up with the news and things, but the advertising catches my attention from time to time. And one of the things is always the toothpaste commercials. Yes. And one of the latest things, and it may not be the latest, but the most recent is toothpaste that addresses our gum care. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about the importance of that? And is this going to be something that we should have long ago been looking at and taking care of?
So gum care is truly the foundation for everything that goes on in your mouth and in your body. Gum care, when we talk about gum care, we talk about gum disease. Mm-hmm. And so there are definitely some links to gum disease and heart disease, gum disease and diabetes. There's a correlation there. Research has shown that there's a link between gum disease and low birth weight. So many different things, stroke, so that's why it's important that you don't skip out in seeing the dentist because of those things, especially patients that do have those systemic diseases. But gum care is probably the most important thing that we focus on as dentists. I know you see all the hype about veneers and size fit all veneers and all this good stuff, but we don't want to touch you or do any type of cosmetic work if your gum care isn't up to par, if your gums aren't healthy, because it truly is the foundation. I tell my patients all the time, you don't want to build a house on a faulty foundation. Mm-hmm. Why would we do these veneers if the gums and the bone structure underneath the gums are jacked up, right?
They're not able to sustain it.
Right. Not at all.
So you need to create something like gum veneers.
I'm gonna need your help with that.
Leave it up to Huggy. They're gonna make it out of wood first.
Right.
Well, that's how it started.
How antiquated are you?
George Washington.
George Washington.
Right. So is there anything that we can do? I know we should be brushing our teeth at least after every meal. We should be flossing. Is there anything that we can do to enhance the health of our gums?
Yeah. So major thing, flossing is truly the game changer. I tell patients every day, you floss the teeth you want to keep. I'm an advocate for good old-fashioned string floss. I don't really believe too much in the picks and sticks and all that kind of stuff. I'm a good old-fashioned Mississippi girl. I keep it basic.
You're from the SIP.
I'm from the SIP. I keep it really basic with my patients because it doesn't require a lot of money. It doesn't require you to spend a lot of money to make sure that your teeth are healthy. All it takes is you flossing, brushing twice a day, every day, and seeing your dentist regularly. Regular could vary from person to person. For some people, that's every 6 months. For some people, that's every 3 months or every 4 months. You do that, that's what we call preventative dentistry. We always talk about, this root canal costs a whole bunch of money. If you do the basics, dentistry is super cheap. If you take care of what you're supposed to take care of. Think about it. Even if you're seeing us 3 to 4 times a year, that's still 300 and whatever many days, 361 days that you have to do and take care of things on your own. We're not there with you in your homes. So you just, take our direction, see us those, 3 to 6 times a year, and just brush and floss. I think that's it. And then I encourage my patients to floss first. Why? Because we forget to do it. We forget to do it. If you create the habit of flossing first, then you create the habit. You get it out of the way, and then you move on to brushing.
So one of the things that I've been looking at is the flossing toothbrush. Have you seen this? It's like an oral toothbruch, but it flosses as you are brushing your teeth. It kind of seems kind of lazy to me, but
sounds scary.
I'm good with technology. I am an evidence-based dentist. Like I need to see the research. I need to see studies to determine whether it really, really works for you. Teeth actually touch. So you got to pass something through there. I know some people go above the teeth, that space that touches and below, but that part that touches, you actually have to pass something through there to clean it because water is not going to get through that space. So you actually have to, I know floss will pass through there. So that's why, like I said, good old fashioned.
What about like a water pick or something?
A water pick is good. However, I don't think a water pick is a replacement for flossing.
Right.
If you have braces, appliances, I think a water pick is necessary, but it's not a replacement for flossing.
What kind of dental floss would you recommend for a patient such as Michael Strahan?
Or anyone who has some dental challenges, doctor.
So, there are a number of flosses on the market. Floss comes in unwaxed version. It comes in a waxed version. The unwaxed, when you're flossing, it's hard to find unwaxed nowadays, but it's out there. When you're flossing, you hear it squeak when it's clean. Okay. It's hard to find, like I said. But waxed is, as long as it's the string, I think you're good to go. I personally like glide floss.
Glide,
because it literally does glide.
That's the blue.
It comes in a blue package, a green package, a gray package. I personally like glide, and they didn't pay me to say that.
Kimberly Jackson is on Facebook, and she's asking, is there a difference between all of these toothpastes because the ingredients seem to be the same across the board?
Yeah, I won't disagree with you, Kimberly. I will not disagree with you. I'll tell you this. Most toothpastes have the same ingredients. However, if you have sensitive teeth, there are a couple of toothpaste out there that include an extra ingredient, potassium nitrate, that I definitely encourage those that have sensitive teeth. The toothpaste that you want to stay away from are toothpaste that have baking soda and charcoal. Again,
Interesting, really.
Again,
Baking soda is no good.
I remember running out of toothpaste when I was
Baking
younger,
soda.
and Mama saying, "Go get the baking soda from
Right.
the refrigerator."
Yeah.
It's an absolute no-no. Basically, what you're
Is
doing
it because
it's too
the
abrasive.
abrasion?
Yep, way too abrasive, and it's very similar to just brushing your teeth with sandpaper. It's too much. And again, you make sure you're brushing with a soft bristled toothbrush. A soft bristle brush. I know they still sell hard brushes. I know they still sell medium, but an electric toothbrush is always best. If you don't have an electric toothbrush, a soft bristle brush is the way to go.
Is it possible to establish or to rebuild the enamel on your teeth?
No.
That's not true. So what they're telling us in the commercial is not true.
You can't rebuild the enamel.
Interesting.
Oh God.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. And Coy, you have any questions as you keep your mouth closed?
You only get
I know, right?
enamel is like life. You only get one enamel.
One enamel in life, huh?
I have a question. Teeth grinding. What is it caused by, and how can you stop it?
Oh, it's a lot of factors. A lot of factors.
Is that why you broke up with the dude? Kept grinding in his sleep, Coy.
Doctor.
Golly. That was last year, man. That was last year.
I'm sorry, Coy.
Right. She's been delivered. She's removed from that, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
The number one reason why people grind is stress. Okay, so just
Really?
imagine being in this pandemic, or I'm sorry, we're supposed to be on the other side of it, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a lot of stress was heightened, right? We didn't know what we were doing. So we as dentists saw a lot of people grinding more so. So stress is the number one reason. There's also a genetic component. If my mama did it, then I'm likely to do it. But it's other various reasons as well. But I would suggest to prevent that, there's a couple of ways you can do that. You could use a night guard. They sell night guards in the stores, but I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of those don't work because they're not custom. So I would encourage, if you are stressed and you know that you grind, and some people don't know that they grind because most people do it at night.
Right.
So two things I do encourage: a custom.
Most people grind at night.
Teeth.
Did I set myself up?
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I'm afraid so.
Right,
Doc.
I encourage a custom night guard, and also, incorporating things that will help you to de-stress: meditation, yoga, meditating 10 minutes a day. I know that may sound crazy coming from a dentist, but those are the things we talk about in the office, because I do believe that meditation does help your overall well-being, and it will help you with grinding.
Absolutely. Doc, we also have another question. Is it natural to lose teeth the older you get?
Natural? No. Nowadays, maybe 50, 60 years ago, perhaps people were more inclined to lose teeth. But I have patients in their 90s with all of their teeth.
Wow.
Dentistry has evolved so much. We're no longer associated with pain.
Right.
For most people. And so we've evolved so much, and we're educating our patients. And I think more and more people are jumping on the bandwagon of really taking care of their teeth, because, think about it, all the things you do with your teeth, it is an aesthetic, it's a look, but you function with it. If you're missing a side tooth, sorry. That's a whole I didn't mean to go there, but if you
she got to watch herself with you, Huggy Lowdown.
Yeah.
A tooth on the side, and it's a tooth that you use to chew and function, and you're putting all your forces on that opposite side. So things aren't as balanced. In when we talk about teeth, we talk about form, function, health, and balance. We want everything to be in harmony. So, those are the things that we really like to focus on. And so, no, nowadays, definitely want to, the older we are, the longer we're keeping our teeth.
Our friend Regina Glover on Facebook's asking you, Dr. Jarrett, does using a CPAP machine for sleep apnea affect gum disease or dental problems?
Wow, good question.
It actually does not affect gum disease and dental problems. I also
so that's not the way to get your partner to stop using a CPAP.
It's not, I'm sorry, sis. It's not. It's not. It does not affect. We definitely want you to continue to using that CPAP machine. We don't want you to stop breathing during the night. There are, however, alternatives to a CPAP machine if you have a moderate to mild form of sleep apnea. Severe forms, we still want you to use that CPAP machine, but an alternative to the machine, there are dental appliances that can help out with that.
Dr. Jarrett, you are fascinating, you are intelligent, and you've been a lot of fun.
Wakanda of knowledge, Doc.
And dealing with, what we have here. Right. But I do want to thank you, and I would love for you to come back and join us again and talk about it. How can people follow you?
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. You can follow me on social media at Dr. Jarrett _DDS. That's DRJARRETT _DDS. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, all social media. Also, follow my dental office at JLM Dental Studio and my hair care line at Honey _Envy. HONEY _ENVY.
Okay.
I love the color. I used to have, and when I said that before, I love your springtime color as we are, so I'm not sure what color that is. It looks kind of reddish pink, but I absolutely love it. Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Sybil. Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming, and I hope you'll join us again.
Absolutely. Take care, y'all.
Dr. Jarrett, she is the dentist to the stars. Thank you so much. And everybody, we will have her back again if you didn't get a chance to ask a question. She did mention her hair care line, and maybe that's when we'll have her back the next time to talk a little bit more about that. All right, my friends, it's time for us to look at what's happening today. And Huggy Lowdown, you had a big weekend, Huggy and Friends. How was the comedy show Friday night?
So I'm still funny, believe it or not.
I never doubted that.
And Chris Paul was hilarious, and Chris Thomas. Thanks for all the people that came out to see us at the Holiday Inn at College Park.
Behind the IKEA.
Right there behind the IKEA. I haven't been to IKEA. I still have stuff at home that haven't been built yet. So there were 3-leg tables.
Right.
A dresser drawer full of pamphlets with airlocks and boats. Okay, I'm reading some other stuff. So
do you have any upcoming comedy dates?
What's the show? I got a month.
A month of dates.
Hold on, Sybil. I don't even have them. I'll tell you next Monday, Sybil.
Okay.
I will be on here next Monday.
Okay, all right.
I'm doing this new thing called committing.
I know all the people are very, very
I got
excited to hear you say that.
Oh, you commit to Sybil, huh? You commit to Sybil.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
What about me?
You gotta work on that.
Coy, do you have any dates on your TV appearances yet?
I don't. I'm still looking forward to them. Season 2 coming out. Haven't seen any announcements about it. Only that it finished shooting last year, at the end of last year. So hopefully we start to see a release date. Other than that, I am featured in a movie called Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon that's currently on air right now on Cinemax. Features Kate Hudson. Yes. Mm-hmm. Kate Hudson, Craig Robinson. I forget the name of the actress from South Korea, that she is famous. I mean, when we filmed this show, we had to sign NDAs not to post anything on social media. And I promise you, I still had paparazzi stalking my Instagram page. They were stalking the set. It was
looking for her information.
Yes, looking for her and looking for Kate Hudson, just trying to get any kind of pictures they could, information, and what have you.
Can
I
you
mean, this
tell
is
us
going on for
anything about
weeks.
it other
I
than the
mean, I
title?
can now. Yeah.
Okay.
Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon. If I can pull up the actresses now, the actress name is Jeon Jung Seo. She's from South Korea. Very, very famous, famous. Shao. Yes. Kate
Jung
Hudson.
what now?
Shao.
Huh?
Kate Hudson. Shao.
What?
Please. Go ahead.
Stop.
Boy.
Ed Skrein is in this movie. Also, as I mentioned, Craig Robinson. I believe Ed Skrein replaced Zac Efron, who was originally cast. And we filmed this movie, I want to say 2018, 2019.
Wow. So what's it about?
Right outside of New Orleans. It's about a young woman who, I think she like escapes a mental health facility. I believe during that time when she escaped, she murdered somebody or something. She comes across this woman.
Is that what you did after you left?
No. So she comes across this woman who's trying to, help her. The scene that I'm in is a strip club scene that is featuring Kate Hudson as one of their main entertainers, believe it or not. We filmed at this really small hole-in-the-wall club out in, what was the name of that city?
Somewhere in New
about
Orleans,
an hour outside of
Louisiana?
New Orleans, like
okay.
Lafayette or something, Lafayette, something.
And give us the title one more time on Cinemax.
Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon. It is a thriller fantasy movie.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to Cinemax and support our girl Coy.
I apologize. It's on Showtime, not Cinemax.
Oh, Showtime. Okay. I was wondering in Cinemax. I was like, I don't know if I still have Cinemax. But Showtime. Okay. Happy first day of spring, everyone. As of about a couple of hours ago, we are officially into spring. And
Happy New Year.
California just announced 677 inches of snow this past season, not just in the 2 hours that spring has been here. 677 inches, breaking a 40-year snowfall record as more of the state eclipses a 50-foot mark. They say that the Berkeley Field Research Station located at Donner Pass in the Sierra Nevada mountains, the latest total recorded Monday, surpassed the record that was held back in 1983.
Okay.
Wow. That's crazy. And they are no longer in a drought stage, whatever level or stage of emergency, after all of the rain and snow that they've had in California, which is good news for them. Hopefully it passes along to some of the other states that are in the midst of droughts. So please be careful. Not good news as far as the economy is concerned. Amazon is cutting 9,000 more jobs, bringing a total of 27,000 jobs in 2023 that Amazon plans to eliminate, and more jobs in the next few weeks. According to their CEO, Andy Jassy, the job cuts would mark the second largest round of layoffs in the company's history, adding to the 18,000 they said it would lay off in January. And the company's workforce, of course, doubled during the pandemic. However, that hiring surge in order to help people who were locked in their homes. Other tech companies have announced tens of thousands of job cuts this year as well. And they're still hiring in some areas, and they say that this is relation as it relates to a lot of the larger facilities that they're opening. And Amazon is saying that they're still going ahead with the Virginia facility. And also in certain areas, including the folks that work with Alexa. I'm sorry, anybody that's got that in their house. But
not you.
Not me. In another house. This is really sad for me this weekend. The report of two really fine people who passed away. First of all, The Wire's star Lance Reddick has died. He passed away at the age of 60. His body was discovered at his Studio City, California home in Southern California Friday morning. Cause of death is unclear, but law enforcement say that it appears to be natural. I'm not sure natural causes at the age of 60, but that's that's not for us to determine. He had been doing a press tour for the 4th installment of the John Wick movie franchise, and had a guest appearance scheduled for next week on Kelly Clarkson's show. He's supposed to be on this week promoting. I fell in love with him on the TV series Bosch on Amazon Prime, and he played a policeman, a police officer, a high-ranking officer there who was over the character Bosch. He posted a selfie video on social media Wednesday morning, appearing to be at home with his dogs instead of attending the Wick premiere in New York City. He never mentioned why he wasn't going to the premiere. Before his work on Wick, he was best known for playing the fictional Baltimore Police Department officer Cedric Daniels on the HBO series The Wire, his character appearing in all 5 seasons. And he was also, as I mentioned, Bosch, but he was also had a recurring part on Fringe, Oz, as well as Lost.
It was a hell of a character actor.
Hell of a character actor,
Yes.
Absolutely.
And he said a good soul, good spirit.
Yeah, and everybody to a person.
Right.
Yep, absolutely.
Wow.
He has some unreleased projects in the works. He plays the Greek god Zeus in the upcoming Disney Plus series, Percy Jackson and Olympians, a book that I like to give to young people. But I would love to see him in that. And here's another guy. You may not recognize his
that one
name.
in Florida, Sybil.
Okay. Here's a guy who you may not recognize the actor's name, but you've seen him. Sean Lampkin, known as Nipsey from the Martin TV series, passed away. Known and known to be one of the best friends of the actor Martin Lawrence.
Wow.
He normally had minor roles in many of the films that Martin Lawrence starred in, and he was his right-hand man. He was instrumental in shaping a number of roles, including his role on Martin. He was able to live a normal life because of not the high-profile lifestyle that he lived. He was recently seen on Bad Boys for Life. While he did not make an appearance in the movie, he was doing makeup. He was behind the scenes doing work, and he was Martin's stylist. So that kind of friendship, that's got to really affect Martin Lawrence. Yeah. And they said that his life came to an end over the weekend, or at least the announcement of his life. Passing marks the second member of the Martin TV series. Of course, we know that Thomas Ford played the role of Tommy, the first to pass away. And now 6 years later, Sean Lampkin has passed away. So we're sorry about that. Absolutely. Did you watch Martin?
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay. Coy?
Oh, you're talking about Coy?
Yes. That was one of my favorite shows growing up.
Yeah. Get well wishes to Shaquille O'Neal, the NBA vet and TV personality, on the mend after a recent surgery. He sparked concern over the weekend after sharing a photo of himself in a hospital bed. And it said that he needed to fix a nagging hip injury, but the surgery was a success. They reported he went under the knife to have this issue with his hip corrected, and everything seemingly went as expected. He also posted a photo and tagged his NBA on TNT colleagues Ernie Johnson and Candace Parker, said even though he wouldn't be at work, he was still tuning into the show, and they responded to him as well. Mm-hmm. And he said that he should be back after, say, the middle of April, after, I guess, doing some rehab. Huggy, are you paying attention to the NCAA basketball games?
I saw a couple of games. I saw where Arkansas, the Arkansas people are.
There's some really good games. I gotta say, my
upsets. Your bracket already messed up, right?
My bracket is done. It's
everybody's bracket's messed up.
Yeah. But I was really hoping that Northwestern would be able to pull it off against UCLA. They did not. But they played a really good game.
And DeVry didn't make it. I'm so upset.
See, there you go. That's another one.
Messed up my bracket.
DeVry never gets past the first round. Coy, are you watching?
No.
You don't have time.
I'm not really a TV person like that.
Swarm. Have you heard about this new show called Swarm?
I have. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it. I saw it on Twitter. Everybody's talking.
Everybody's talking about Swarm and the Swarm sex scene.
Yes. They said as soon as it come on, it's a sex scene. Bam! already.
This is Donald Glover's
Donald Glover,
production,
and I
right?
forget the young lady. Yeah, some young lady.
It's Chloe Bailey.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the young lady who did it in addition to.
Oh, with
Donald
him,
Glover.
yeah.
Yeah, with him. Yeah. Chloe
Apparently
Bailey
his
is in it.
producing partner.
Yeah.
Chloe Bailey is starring in it, and they say that the sex scene is crazy, off the chain. And and a lot of people are saying, well, how's she gonna do the Little Mermaids? It's not that one, it's her sister Hallie that is the Little Mermaid. So Disney is cool, I guess.
Different kind of
Coy's the one
mermaid.
that's already she all the way out there already now, you know, she's trying to
right.
keep up that in.
Huggy, I'm very interested. Have you seen any good movies lately? I have not. Coy, any movie dates?
Have you seen Creed, Sybil?
I'm sorry, say again.
Recently.
Have you seen Creed?
I have bought the tickets, but I have not been to see it. So at least, you know, I'm helping him in the box office, but I can't wait to see it because not only am I a Michael B. Jordan fan, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in entertainment.
Oh, will we now?
Yes, we will. But I love Jonathan Majors, and I just think that is a really dynamic combo.
And I'm still mad about Lovecraft Country.
Yeah. Still holding that grudge, huh?
I am.
A lot of people
Coy, I was asking you about movie dates. Have you seen Creed 3?
No, I haven't seen that. The latest movie I've seen is House Party, the remake, the revamp. It was pretty funny. It was pretty good. I would recommend everybody watch that. But no,
I'm going to ask the woman who was in the original House Party, Myra J., if she's seen the remake when we talk to her this week. So check this out, Huggy. I sent this to Tom. A tequila shortage may soon be upon the United States. Between the endless headlines about supply chain breakdowns and the constant news of inflation, it seems like every industry is facing some sort of shortage. Tequila is no exception. Except they say the above issues remain true for tequila. Rumors of a coming tequila shortage have been circulating online largely for other reasons. Claims that demand is so high for tequila was beginning to create supply constraints, forcing the company to cap the volumes of bottles that they were sending out. And they also mentioned exploding popularity of aged expressions in particular as a driving force to this burgeoning issue. Tom Joyner says that he singularly says that he can claim responsibility for the shortage of tequila. I believe that.
We saw Sybil firsthand. We saw barrels.
Barrels that he has gone through.
I've never seen 4 or 5 barrels of tequila in my life.
That he brought from Tequila City.
Tequila City.
Yeah.
What's the name of that tequila everybody was drinking last year? That's what caused the shortage.
No, Tom's claiming responsibility for it, Coy. And anybody who imports barrels, like Huggy said, that's...
Sybil, so did you hear some AD on a movie had the same name as Tom Joyner?
Yes. And we'll talk about that in entertainment too. We'll talk about that.
Ooh, that was scary.
And it is time to move to entertainment. And as Huggy mentioned, the rumors of Tom Joyner, the Fly Jock's death are not true. There is a white Tom Joyner. We used to always tease Tom off air about the white Tom Joyner doing this and the white Tom Joyner doing that. The white Tom Joyner died, and Tom got calls, and it was, you know, all through social media.
And Chris FaceTime Tom early in the morning. He said, Chris said, Tom's not up. I said, bro, we got to call him. He said, Tom is not up. It was so early. Tom FaceTime, he in the bed, like, Tom, man, we heard you died. I ain't died, bro. I ain't dead, I'm asleep.
Well, everybody, you know, all of us called him and his people and tried to get him on the show. He said, no, just tell him I'm good. And I'm like,
I'm good.
Yeah.
He's really enjoying the retired life, huh?
Like nothing else. I had a big A word last week. It was bon vivant. And I referenced Tom in the big A word, and he said facts.
Bon vivant, meaning living.
Bon vivant. Yep, that is Tom Joyner.
A larger than lifestyle.
One day he's gonna make a guest appearance while I'm here. One day. I'm this close. Sorry, Coy. Continuing entertainment, and I mentioned this earlier, Michael B. Jordan says that he was inspired by girl dads in making the movie Creed.
He said that he watched girl dads like Kobe Bryant as well as others. And and I think it was Jamie Foxx, and watching them when he was doing the Stevenson movie about justice. He said he watched Jamie Foxx and his daughter. He watched Kobe Bryant and his daughters. And that's what inspired him when he made the movie Creed, and it was coming out about him and his wife having a baby. He said he wanted to have a little girl and to be able to express what he saw around him with these great dads as fathers of daughters. I know you can appreciate that, both of you, Coy and Huggy. And that's really special.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's all. It is.
Coy, your dad was a great girl dad, right?
Yes, he is. Still is.
That's awesome.
Was always there. Was always there.
That's awesome. That's really cool. That's really cool. Let's move to our jewel. Today is a good day to celebrate the good things and people in your life. I celebrate you, Coy Malone. I celebrate you, Huggy Lowdown. And in absentia, we celebrate Chris Paul.
And Chris Paul. Wherever your ass is.
As Tom Jordan said, he's good. So
it's good. It's good.
And we celebrate all of you who have joined us here today. Thank you so much. Have a great evening or rest of your day, and we'll see you later. Aloha.
See y'all next Monday.